All right, welcome to 4.3 Part 2, Day 1. We're going to review a little bit regarding the unit circle, and then we're going to talk about something that repeats. So remember, if something is on the unit circle, when we find the point, we should really have these memorized because it's just going to make this kind of computation a lot easier. So remember, pi over 3 is the same thing as 60 degrees. Remember, if it starts in a 3, I know the first ordered pair is 1 over 2, and the second ordered pair, the first coordinate's 1 over 2, the second coordinate is root 3 over 2. So I know that's the point that corresponds to this real number t that has the radians of pi over 3. Now remember, we're going to consider t to be a trig function. All right. So now that we have a value for t, we have some measurements there, we can go ahead and get all 6 trig functions from the radians that were given because of these ordered pairs. Remember, these are measurements. So let's go ahead and write sine, cosine, tangent. I'll go ahead and write the reciprocals over here. So we got cosecant, we got secant, and of course we have cotangent. Now, sine for pi over 3 on the unit circle, remember it is just the coordinate over here, so we're just going to write root 3 over 2. Remember, cosine for pi over 3 is going to be the x-coordinate, so we're going to write 1/2. And remember, tangent is going to be the quotient of these two. And remember, it is sine divided by cosine, but we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of cosine. So we're just going to have root 3 here. All right, let's write root 3. Let's start flipping this stuff upside down. Remember, when I flip it upside down, I'm going to go ahead and rationalize the denominator. So cosecant of pi over 3 is going to be 2 root 3 over 3. That is rationalized. Secant is going to be just 2. Cotangent is going to be root 3 over 3 after this amount is rationalized. And I should go ahead and put the radians there because that is the t value. All right, let's move on to this next example. For this next example, again, this is on the unit circle, and the ordered pair for the unit circle is going to be 0, -1. Remember, 3 pi over 2 is at the bottom of the circle. So let's go ahead and find sine, cosine, and tangent. I'm going to go ahead and write my reciprocals over here. And remember, we are looking for the t value of 3 pi over 2. Now you got to be careful because sometimes when you have an ordered pair that has a 0 in it, some stuff is going to be undefined. Oops, that should be cotangent. That's why we have the words if possible. Sometimes it is going to be undefined. That's why we have that word, those 2 words if possible. All right, here we go. Remember, sine, so easy, just going to be the y coordinate. Cosine, so easy, just going to be the x coordinate. Now tangent is going to be sine divided by cosine. You're going to have 0 in the denominator, so we have to write the word undefined. I kind of have to scoot that up a little bit because I accidentally wrote tangent twice over here. Make sure you have the word undefined. That's only going to be the answer given that's going to be acceptable for tangent of 3 pi over 2. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with cosecant. That's pretty easy. That's just going to be a -1 because the reciprocals are the same. Look, secant is the reciprocal of 0. The reciprocal of 0 is always undefined. That just cannot happen. You just cannot flip 0 upside down. All right, for cotangent, look, cotangent, remember, is sine on the bottom this time, so it's going to be cosine over sine, and that's all right. That's going to be a 0. So -1, 0, undefined for tangent because we'd have 0 in the denominator. The reciprocal of -1 is just -1. The reciprocal of 0 every time is undefined. And remember, to find cotangent, it's actually going to be cosine divided by sine, which gives us a value of 0.